Champions League run. Oh man, I've got that stuck in my head this morning. How are we doing? It's Tuesday. It's Manchester United against Young Boys. It's the return of the Champions League. How are we all doing? Sam here, live on United People's TV, on YouTube and Facebook at 9:30 every single weekday, as I always am. And today we're talking about our return to the Champions League. Mr. Champions League in Cristiano Ronaldo. Can he steer Manchester United to win the competition that we have not won for 13 years since Ronaldo helped us win it in that year where he won the double, he won the Ballon d'Or, he scored 42 goals, and he was absolutely sensational. What I'm going to do is take a look at the game, have a look at the pre-match training photos, pre-match comments from Solskjaer. We're going to look at Ronaldo's message to fans, going to look at Mr. Champions League himself, and I think we're going to have a lively debate in the comments, judging by what I can see, about whether or not Manchester United can win the Champions League this year. We've already touched on it previously, but today, this morning, we're going to have a nice in-depth debate. So make sure you leave your comments down below. I can see everybody joining in, as always. I can see Craig, I can see Chris, Josh, Fred, Takeoff, Tom, you're here. Who else we got? Stefan, you're here. Jason, John, all aboard. Members galore down in the comments. Lovely to see Ian as well. You're there too. Thank you very much for joining in. Make sure you let me know what you think about that in the comments. As always, Ali, you're watching from the gym. Mate, put the phone down, get back on the bench, and lift those goddamn weights. Don't be using me as an excuse. But it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? I've said it all along that Manchester United's midfield is going to be, well, we all know it's going to hamper us this season, and that's being polite. But can we do it in the Champions League? Cup competitions are always different. 12 games instead of 38. That's what you've got to navigate your way through to win the Champions League. Over a 38-game season, I'm still convinced that our midfield's going to get exposed. But could we do it in the Champions League with the man himself, with Cristiano Ronaldo, the man who has won the Champions League more times than Manchester United has as a club? He's won it 5 times, once with United, 4 times with Real Madrid. Let's have this debate. So make sure throughout this entire stream, you let me know what you think about, what your feelings are ahead of tonight, any questions you have. If you'd like to join in, fire them in the comments. If you'd like to support the channel, fire in a super chat or join and become a member of the family, because it's starting to turn really into a fucking cracking community. I really am happy with it. But let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at where we're playing tonight. Young Boys, we were here back in 2018, remember, with Jose Mourinho, with Paul Pogba scoring 2 and Anthony Martial getting 1. Look at that. That's the Wankdorf Stadium. Oh my God. Wankdorf Stadium. You really think they could have got a better name than that? I mean, I would have thought so. It's a bit of an odd name. Anyway, apart from the fact it's an odd stadium. Switzerland. I've got plenty of Reds that I know have gone there. It would have been nice to go, but it's like £10 a pint. And it's a ridiculous set of rules to get into the country. You need vaccine, passports, all sorts of loopholes you have to jump through. But fair play to anybody who's actually made the trip out there. I doff my hat to those travelling Reds. But somebody who has travelled, of course, is Cristiano Ronaldo. Here's Ronaldo by, oh my God, I hope Bayern's not training that close to Ronaldo. He's probably going to break his legs. The W is pronounced V, Wankdorf. Okay, it's Wankdorf. Sorry, that's not a very Belgian accent. Belgian, Swiss. Pogba, Martial looking pretty happy in these training photos, actually. There's Bruno, the man himself, with Mata in training. There's Jadon with Bruno in the background. And there, look at that. Look at that. Look at the difference that we've got this year in the Champions League. You've got your Pogba still. You've got Martial. You've got Baye. You've got Fred. Then you've got Champions League. And then you've got Mr. Champions League. And then you've got Jadon Sancho. Donny van de Beek, the ghost that he is. Will he start tonight? You let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Is tonight the perfect opportunity to use Donny van de Beek? Should he be used? You let me know what you think about that in the comments. Jesse obviously scored a cracking goal against Newcastle. And as I said to you before, I think we're going to see a sort of purple patch Jesse Lingard this year instead of that Jesse Lingard who the game sort of passes him by. But let me see what you think. Matt, you're saying straight away down there, the mentality of Ronaldo and Varane will certainly help us on this journey. I can't disagree with that. And that's the thing I think that Manchester United have got in abundance this season that we just didn't have last year. Because we had a lot of cracking players in our squad last year, but we just didn't have that mentality. And I will always point to the fact that we went top of the league last year against expectations. And then we didn't know what to do with it. We had no idea what to do. It was like holding a hot potato. We didn't know, and then we just threw it away. Manchester United, I don't think we'll do that this year because we've got Ronaldo, because we've got Varane, because we've got Jadon. We've got winners in our team now and players that have the ambitions and the self-belief. Self-belief is a huge thing here. And that nobody has better self-belief than Cristiano Ronaldo. Ian, you're saying DVB needs to get minutes in his legs, proper minutes. Yeah, no, 5-minute cameos aren't going to do anything for Donny, not with his fitness and not with his confidence either. Push Bender, what are you saying? Hey, Sam, do you think Ronaldo can force a move for a midfielder that we are lacking? I think if Manchester United can head into January, top of the league, close to top of the league, comfortably through in the Champions League, still in the League Cup, if all these competitions can still be on, then the club can really look at that and go, okay, wow, maybe if we sign a central midfielder this January, we have a real chance this season of winning all of that. And the club has shown the ambition, at least the majority of the ambition of winning those things by bringing Ronaldo in, by bringing Varane in, by bringing Sancho in. It's just whether or not we can get that midfielder in January, as I said before. Solskjaer's waiting for Declan Rice. And if West Ham have a crap few months of the season, I think we can go in for Declan. But let me see what you think about the game. Did someone see Varane's Instagram photo of him and CR7, Thomas? I didn't. No, I did not. Maybe Donny is eating the wrong pudding, says Top Dog. If you didn't see that, that made me laugh. Lee Grant, by the way, Lee Grant is just a talk sport pundit? It's the only time I ever see Lee Grant. Anyway, he was saying on Friday night in the hotel ahead of the game against Newcastle, normally they get a little bit of a treat. The apple crumble comes out, the custard comes out, and everyone's like, no. Ronaldo didn't have it on his plate, and everyone was like, no, I'm not having it. Whatever he's having, I'm having. And I know it's not a hugely significant thing, but it's 100 small things can make a big impact. And I think there's going to be little tweaks and changes and expectations that people lay on themselves. Instead of having apple crumble and custard the night before Premier League game against Newcastle, they'll have lean meats, complex carbohydrates, eating the right things at the right times because Ronaldo is doing it. And Ronaldo's the best in the world. And if it works for him, it'll work for me. That's what a lot of the players are going to start thinking as well. Fred, you're saying if Donny starts, look out the window for them flying pigs. I showed you my starting 11 yesterday. If you hadn't seen it, I'm expecting Matic and Fred to start. I don't think Matic should start, or maybe can start really 2 games in 3 days, but I don't think Solskjaer is going to trust Donny van de Beek to start in a holding midfield role, in a double pivot, in the Champions League. I might be wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong, but Solskjaer so far has not proven me wrong. Who's Lee Grant, says Menace Society? I don't know. Some bloke who gets paid by Man United to not play for us. What better example than Ronaldo, says Matt? There is no better example. And he's already, clearly, I think he's already setting the trends behind the scenes and the mentality of the squad. But let's go back and let's preview this game. T, you're saying it's small things like that. Where is it going? It's the small things like that will shift our mentality to the next level. As I said, you're completely right there, T. And it's about those little things. They might only be small, tiny things, but if you can make a substantial amount of those tiny changes, it amounts to a bigger shift in mentality. And that is what Manchester United need to do. But let's go over and see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been saying ahead of the game. Champions League winning Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now with Champions League winning Varane and Champions League winning Ronaldo. I think he was saying it here, actually. Let's scroll down to this. I thought this was a good quote from Solskjaer here. He said, we've had enough disappointments. And obviously, in football, disappointments are disappointing, but you can learn from them. And I think Man United, or surely will learn from what happened last year against Villarreal in the Europa League. That was just shit. Because we've had enough disappointments. That's for sure. This team has matured and grown. I have to say that was always the plan when I came in, when players like De Gea, Maguire, they've had a couple of years now. We have a spine in the team. With Rafael and Cristiano, they added something extra you have to buy unless you win it 4 times yourselves. We've definitely learned the group is special. They look after each other and we're in good stead. And it's what Solskjaer is saying there that's completely not true. There's only so much you can build from within. You can't build from within if you don't win. And if you don't have that mentality, that winning mentality, you're going to struggle to win in those crucial moments. And it's just what Manchester United lacked last year. We lacked that winning mentality. That when it came to that team that's capable of getting you like 75, 80% of the way there, but that final 20%, which is the hardest 20%, we didn't have the right mentality for it. It's why we collapsed at the top of the league. It's probably why we lost the Europa League final. It's probably why we've lost so many semi-finals under Solskjaer. That winning mentality to get you over the line in those big moments, in those big games, semis and finals, we didn't have it. We've got it now. We have it. Varane, Ronaldo. The Sancho's probably a bit different because obviously he's not a serial winner, but he's a 21-year-old. He's still a kid. And he's done so much in his young career already. And he will grow into a version of Ronaldo by the time he is Ronaldo's age. And if he's still playing at 36, then Jesus. But we've got so much more this year to get over. As Craig said there, look, we must get over that semi-final and final hurdles. That's what we have this year. That's what we have this season. And that's why, I'll be honest, I'm excited to see Man United in the Champions League. I'm not saying we're going to go and win it, but I'm saying we definitely got a chance. And we see what you're thinking in the comments below. Before I do quickly move on, if anybody's new, welcome to United People's TV. It's a bit of a slow morning. There's not that many of you watching. What are you doing? It's Champions League day. Get out of bed. Get on United People's TV. But if you'd like to get involved, subscribe to United People's TV. Let's try and hit 150. See if we can get 15 subscribers. Nice slow morning. It's only 15 we're asking for. But make sure you subscribe because later on, I'll be here for an hour before kickoff with my build-up to the Young Boys game, looking at the starting 11. And all you members, you know what the drill is. The United Legacy Arms is opening, and it's your chance to come on screen with me, have your say ahead of the game. So if you'd like to be involved in that, members, check out the community tab on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, check out the supporters group page on there. And if you want to be involved, join the United People's TV clan. Get involved. It's good fun. It really is good fun, not going to lie. Anuj, how you doing, my friend? Good afternoon from India, Sam. Looking forward to tonight's show. Hoping my microphone will work tonight. I'll try and join from my phone. Hopefully we can get you on, Anuj, as always. From a realistic view, says Aneem, how far do you think Ronaldo United will go in the Champions League? Good question, my friend. I'll pose it to the audience. How far do you think Manchester United are going to go in the Champions League this year, ladies and gents? You let me know in the comments below, and I'll read your predictions out. Oh, God, that's a bit of a zoomed in. It's kind of scary, actually. I don't need him that big on mine. My God. Woo. But how far do you think United will go in the Champions League this year? You let me know, and I'll run through your predictions. Let's see what you're thinking. Let's bring up the man himself. How far will this team go? Let's have a look. Pushpin, you're saying finals. Abby, you're saying semis. Robin, you're saying semi as well. Takeoff, semi. John, semi. Not that sort of semi. Jason, quarterfinals. Anuj, straight to the final. Without midfielder, semis, final, semi. I'll tell you what, you're all backing us to do really well here. Chris, get big ears. Get the red ribbons on big ears. Anim, you're saying semis, win. If I'm honest, if I'm being completely honest, my prediction, if you go back to looking at it, my prediction for the season was quarterfinals. We hadn't signed Cristiano Ronaldo at that point. Therefore, I've got to agree with the majority of the people in the comments here. I've got to back Manchester United to get to the semis or the final. Why not? Why not? Looking at the competition that we've got in, I tell you what, this might be the strongest Premier League that we've seen collectively. You know, Liverpool had their cracking team. United have had their cracking teams in the past. City and Chelsea. There's been dominant teams, but now we've got a very strong United team, very strong Liverpool, very strong Chelsea, and very strong City team, who will all probably be quite successful in Europe. Real Madrid, they're not the team they once were. Barcelona, they're not the team they once were. PSG are obviously going to be considered heavy favourites. Chelsea have to be, they're current winners of the competition. It's going to be a tough year, of course, but there is no Barcelona, that sort of Barcelona team we ran into. Bayern Munich are still Bayern Munich. They've got Lewandowski, and therefore you just can't rule them out. Anything can happen, but United have got to be back to get out of this group stage with young boys, with Atalanta, and with Villarreal. Nearly forgot that. But it's going to be an interesting campaign. And a lot of you I can see in the comments here. Let's have a little discussion about this quickly. So I can see so many of you think semis, quarters, semis, and final. You expect us to do well, get out of the groups, get through the round of 16, and let's see who we draw after that point. I'm interested to see how United get on this year. I really am. I think with Ronaldo in, anything is achievable. I think with Varane in, anything is achievable. And if they can win it 3 times in a row, why can't United win it this year? Look, I'll always remember that year where Chelsea won it in Munich by beating Bayern And that Torres goal away at Barcelona, they didn't really deserve to win it that year. It's just the moons aligned. Things just fell in place for them. Why can't that happen this year with us and with Ronaldo? And the expectation is going to be on Ronaldo's shoulders. But look, this bit here from Gary Neville. Gary Neville was speaking on Monday Night Football, sorry. And he was speaking about Ronaldo and his return to the club. And the last 20 seconds of this, for me, are exactly what makes Ronaldo very special. Let me see if I can turn this up here. I won't go full screen because I'll probably get shut down for copyright. But the last 20 seconds here, this for me is what makes Ronaldo special.
Team, will he score goals, etc. But the thing is about Ronaldo, he's an absolute star. And there was never a second that I thought that he wouldn't deliver on Saturday. There was never a second where I thought he wouldn't go and score a goal and give that crowd what they wanted. And there are only very few sports people in the history of any sport that can deliver like that. They're like once in a lifetime people. And he delivers like you would not believe.
And I think Gary's absolutely spot on there. It's Ronaldo's ability to deliver which separates him from the rest. There was so much expectation on Ronaldo to deliver against Newcastle, and he didn't just meet those expectations. He met those expectations and beat those expectations. And there's going to be expectations on Ronaldo to do it in the Champions League because, ladies and gents, as you all well know, he is Mr. Champions League. Here on the UEFA website, we're looking at the most titles in the Champions League history. Real Madrid with 13. Let's go down to player stats. Who has scored the most goals in the Champions League? Ronaldo. Who is one appearance away from equaling the most matches ever in the Champions League? Ronaldo. Who's got the most assists ever in the Champions League? Ronaldo. Who's scored the most penalties ever in the Champions League? Ronaldo. Who's played the most minutes in the Champions League? Casillas, but that's going to change this season. Would it? Actually, no, he won't beat with 900 minutes, but that'll change in the next couple of years. Ronaldo is literally going to top almost every single chart. It's Ronaldo's at the top, apart from red cards and Ramos, and I don't think Ronaldo's going to get that. He is Mr. Champions League. He really, really is. And we're looking at the titles here. We go down to what happened at Real Madrid. And remember here, that no team had won the Champions League 2 times in a row before. And then he won it in 13-14, 4-1 against Atletico. Unlucky Atletico, they bumped into him again a couple of years later. 2015-16, Real Madrid. 2016-17, Real Madrid. 2017-18, Real Madrid instead of Liverpool. Shame. He is Mr. Champions League. There is no exaggeration in that whatsoever. Ronaldo is the greatest there will ever be in the Champions League. And now we have him in our team. And with him in our team, you cannot rule Manchester United out of this year's competition. That's, for me, that's the sort of impact that Ronaldo has. And you're talking about greatest of all time. Ronaldo's beating Messi in all of those. As I said before, I think it's I'm kind of contradicting myself there, considering I just fueled the fire. But the whole greatest of all time debate is pointless, really. Ronaldo and Messi, just enjoy the fact that we're privileged enough to watch these two players and have been privileged to watch these two players in their prime growing up. And we've been spoiled. It's a bit like tennis coming to the end of it now. But in the last 10 years, we've all been privileged to watch Djokovic, Nadal and Federer go toe to toe. The 3 arguably the best ever in tennis. And it's all happened at the same time. Ronaldo and Messi, arguably the greatest ever, both happened at the same time. But before I quickly move on, as I said before, let's try and hit 150 by the end of the stream. No one's really fancying subscribing this morning. It's a bit of a quiet one. But why not? Let's try and get 10 more. That's all we need, 10 more. And then we'll hit 50. And then make sure you join in later on. As I said, for my live stream, I'm doing an hour before kickoff, the build up to the Young Boys game. You can join in. Every member here, you can join in the stream and come on screen with me. Absolutely. Who's over here? Oh, that's Ronaldo and Champions League Varane. Can we talk about Varane a bit, please? Can we please talk about Champions League Varane? That's never going to get out of my head today. I'll tell you that. Varane was absolutely incredible against Newcastle. Exposed by Maguire for the goal. That wasn't his fault. How important do you think that Varane's going to have just as much of an impact in the Champions League for Manchester United as Cristiano Ronaldo will? Or do you think Ronaldo's really going to be... It's whether or not Ronaldo does it for us with his goals and his goals at the right time in the Champions League, that's going to win it for us? Or is Is Varane's presence at centre-back just as important? You can let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I'll read a few of your opinions out. But with Varane in, I feel so much more confident about my team. Going into the games against Young Boys, against Atalanta, against Villarreal, I'm not expecting any sort of major screw-ups by Manchester United. I personally think you can... I'm not saying you can rule them out because it's impossible, but Varane's going to bring such a solidity into our team again that I don't think we're going to be needing to score 2, 3, 4 goals every game. We shouldn't be, not in European football, which is a bit less intense. But let me see what you think about the importance of Raphael Varane. Carl, you think he's just going to be as important as Ronaldo? Edmund, you're saying both are just as important. Messi is better, says Ibrahim. Well, that's nice. Varane, the way I see it, he really loves United. Remember, we tried to sign Varane back from Lens, back when he was a teenager. Fergie already was close to signing him, and then Zidane swooped in and Real Madrid signed him. And obviously, he didn't make a mistake because look what he went on to win with Real Madrid. I think he made the right decision. Let's have a look. Varane seems so chill off the pitch, but he's a beast on it. As I said, he's like he's playing in slippers. Does not seem difficult for him at all. Craig Williams on Facebook saying, Varane surely guiding this defense to be a solid rock, no matter who we face. And that's what we need. It's absolutely what we need is some real... Take Istanbul last year, for example. That goal, when the entire team went up for a corner, and Matic was the furthest one back, and it's the worst 100-meter sprint race since me in year 8. Watching Demba Ba running back with Nemanja Matic. And then that goal was horrible. You think that would have happened with Varane in the team? Absolutely not. Ian, that back five is quality, and I don't expect we'll hear much about them tonight, and that's a good thing. Absolutely spot on there, my friend. When it comes to defenses, you don't want to hear anything from them. And when you don't hear anything about your defense and don't hear anything about your goalkeeper, you know they're doing a good job. Klein, how you doing, my friend? Looks like you might have changed your membership. Big up to you. If anybody wants to join Klein, get involved as a member. Today, United Legacy Arms is back open, and it's your chance as members of the channel on YouTube and Facebook to get involved and come on screen with me and have a debate and have a chat about the Young Boys build-up game. So make sure you join if you'd like to. It's less than the price of a pint, and it's your way of supporting the channel. Stefan, what are you saying? The last time in Bern, Smalling and Lindelof played in defence. Maguire and Varane is a sign that we are now title contenders. Oh, that team. Only a few years ago. I think I did it yesterday, actually. I was looking at when we lost 2-0 to Burnley in January 2020, and we had Jones and Maguire at centre-back, and then we had Pereira playing as the number 10. We had Dan James on the pitch. We had Martial up front. We had Fred and Matic, I think, in midfield. It was an abomination of a team. We got pumped 2-0 at home by Burnley. It was probably the low point for Solskjaer. But 19 months on, we're here skipping out in Bern with Ronaldo, with Varane, with Sancho, with Pogba in the Champions League. United, it's not that United are back. It's that United are the feeling around United is back. It's you're looking at that United team going, that feels like a United team. That feels capable of winning the things that we should be capable of winning as one of the biggest clubs in world football. And that is a significant difference to what we have had and what we have seen over the last few years. Absolutely, with the players that we've had, with everything. Just the mentality is different this year. And of course, it's going to be an interesting one seeing this fella playing in the Champions League too. Last year, a couple of years ago in the Champions League, he scored a couple against Young Boys, including a Perla. Remember that left footer he had just on the edge of the box, come in on his left, bammed it right into the top left-hand corner. Paul Pogba, what do you think he's going to do in the Champions League this year? You let me know in the comments below. Right now in the Premier League, he started in phenomenal form. He has started ridiculously. 7 assists in 4 games. Only needs 14 assists in the next 34 games to break the Premier League all-time assist record. Do you think he's going to do it in the Champions League as well? You let me know. Where would you want us to see us use Marshall? Well, no, sorry about that. Ole done well building this team. Has to have a lot of credit, says Chris. I can't disagree with that. There's been a lot of stick given to Solskjaer. But when we get it right, you've got to give him credit. And he's. I might actually do a video on this. It's the switching mentality in the transfer market, which has been for me, massively responsible for the shift that we've had in the last few years. We switched from a scattergun approach to a top target or nothing approach. And it left us frustrated without Sancho for a year. Then we got him a year later for 40 million cheaper. And therefore, for the same price, we got Sancho and Varane. That worked out. This summer, we went after our main target, Sancho, Varane, and then Ronaldo came along and we got all three. We switched from that scattergun approach. So Di Maria, Schneidlin, Darmian, Schweinsteiger, Daily Blind, Dan James, in you come. Everybody, you too. Marcus Rowe, go on, in you get. We signed everybody. We got rid of everybody. The shifts that we've had in the last few years compared to what happened under Mourinho and Van Gaal, I think it's been massively responsible for that. And I believe Solskjaer has been proof that that is the case. Traditional healer, you can leave. Oh, my God, I clicked the wrong button. This is what happens when we block the user. Too many comments coming in. There we go. Blocked. Best recruitment since Fergie, says Jason. I completely agree with that. I think it's been fantastic. And I think there's, of all the signings that Solskjaer has made, I'm looking at them, I'm saying hit. Not that many misses, if any, really, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of the markets. But this is a nice thing that I wanted to brush up on as well. We've spoken in depth there about Cristiano Ronaldo, him being back at the club. This is the message that Ronaldo has sent to fans ahead of the Champions League game tonight. Our minds are already set on tomorrow's Champions League game, but I can't help but thanking our fans for the wonderful reception they gave me and the lads. Ronaldo saying lads? Me and the lads at Old Trafford. He's fitting right in. Amazing chemistry and amazing support, making our job a little easier. We'll do everything in our power to keep the good vibes running. Cristiano Ronaldo coming out with that sweet, sweet propaganda. And I'm all aboard. I'm signing everything. I'm retweeting everything. I'm talking about everything. Ronaldo has got me gassed this year. And he's got everyone gassed. And the fact that he delivered in the way he delivered against Newcastle makes me tonight feel he's going to deliver again tonight. That Ronaldo will score against young boys. And Ronaldo will start against young boys. Simple as that. Sam and Sophie's Adventures. How you doing? What do I get if I become a member? Well, you get a lovely badge next to your name. There's different levels. Entry level, you get a badge next to your name. You get access to a Discord, private Discord chat. Get access to the community tab. Also, you can join in my pre-match now. The United Legacy shows that are starting an hour before every single match day now. It's your opportunity as members to jump on screen with me and have your say about the game. Frederick, you might be jumping on tonight, my friend. Nice to see you join as a member. Let me know where you're watching it from, Frederick. I'm guessing somewhere in Scandinavia. I'm going to guess Finland. Let's see if I'm right. You let me know where you're watching from. But I really love the members community we're building here. It's only going to get bigger and better this season. It's going to get exciting, and I like having you involved. Abby, you're saying who won the giveaway? It was Sir Deza from Nigeria over on Discord. A big congratulations to him. And don't worry, there's going to be plenty more. You got Beulah asking, how did you become a member? There's a little join button down below, Beulah. Or if that doesn't work, there's a link in the description as well. So make sure you get involved. Frederick, I was wrong. You're watching from Uppsala, Sweden. I will add you onto the fabled map, my friend. But thank you very much for joining and welcome aboard. Chalky, how are you doing as well? Nice to see you on board. Chalky White, by the way, one of the best characters you'll ever see. So what was his name, Michael? Is it Michael K. Williams? I think that's his name. I hope I haven't got that wrong. I was sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. Played Omar in The Wire, one of the most iconic characters you ever see, and Chalky White as well. So rest in peace to him. But welcome, Chalky. Where are you watching from, my friend? You let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and give you a shout out as well. But the community is getting bigger and it's getting exciting. But look, back to what I was saying about Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo he has such an elite mentality. He's going to take this United team to places it hasn't been since he left. When Ronaldo left, he left our club and we were the best and biggest club in the world, and he was the best and biggest footballer in the world. He's come back as still the greatest and biggest footballer in the world. Manchester United is not what he remembers it as. So he's going to come back to United and say, no, this is not what I remember. And it's my job now to make sure that we get back to where we were before. And that is what his job is going to be. That's what he's going to feel a personal job that he wants to do that. And these messages, as I said, I'm all aboard the propaganda train. I want to hear more Ronaldo propaganda because yeah, as Dan is putting out there, perfect. He is inevitable. He is basically Mr. Anderson. It is inevitable. Ronaldo's everything, man, and that's I can't wait to see what happens tonight. Sure, it's only young boys, and I can see in the comments. All right, let's have this debate now quickly, because I saw there was plenty of you having this debate before the game, before I started tonight. Do you think Ronaldo should start tonight? Do you think Ronaldo should be rested tonight? Because I've seen plenty of you that feel that it's only young boys, rest Ronaldo. He's 36. We need to keep his legs nice and fresh. You let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I'll run through them. In my own personal opinion, I think there's absolutely zero chance tonight that Ronaldo gets rested, and I think there's zero chance he should be rested. Tonight is probably, I would say, given the quality of the teams that we have in the group stage, let's be honest, we got a decent draw this year. We've got young boys, Atalanta, who have tailed off a little bit, but they'll still be a difficult away game for sure. Young boys, Atalanta, and Villarreal. It's not the hardest group we could have drawn, not with the pots that we had available to us. Therefore, tonight, I think the 3 points is crucial against young boys, because I think what Manchester United need to do, looking at the fixtures we've got, ladies and gents, in October, we've got Leicester away, Liverpool at home, and Spurs away in and around Champions League fixtures. They're the sorts of games that we need to be resting players in so we can be fresh in the Premier League. And therefore, we need to make sure we get 6 points on the board this month with our game against young boys here and our home game against Villarreal. That, for me, is why it's so important that we start Ronaldo tonight, that we come off and we kick off on a strong foot. It's the same thing in the Premier League. We needed to go out strong and lead by example from the first game. We did that by beating Leeds 5-1. And for me, we need to do that tonight against young boys. But let me see what you think in the comments below. Chris, you're saying I would start him 100%. Dan, you're saying Ronaldo is not your average 36-year-old. He is not. He is a freak. He starts every game. I don't think he'll start every game. And I will point to the fact that I saw the comments and I did semi-agree with them to a degree, but not for tonight. With Ronaldo, it was Zidane who actually managed him best. And it was Zidane who really helped turn him into that literally unstoppable striker in the group, in the knockouts rounds of the Champions League, because he did rest him in certain La Liga games. And therefore, when Ronaldo came to the Champions League, he was absolutely full of beans. And I think at some point, Solskjaer's going to have to manage Ronaldo. But yeah, good luck going in and telling Ronaldo that he's not starting tonight. Absolutely not. CR7 should start, please. Ian, you're saying I want to see him play, but I do think we need to prioritize him in the Premier League and later stages. You're right there, Ian, and I think that will happen. I just don't think at this point it will happen this early. I think Ronaldo is going to hopefully come in, boom, lead us to 6 points against young boys and Villarreal, and then going into October, in between the games against Leicester, Liverpool, and Spurs, maybe we can rest Ronaldo there, so he's fresh to play Liverpool at home in the Premier League. It all depends on how Solskjaer manages this squad. We've got Cavani. When Cavani's coming back and fit, it's not as if it's going to drop off completely. I can see, Jonas, you're saying, where is Cavani? He's been missing for a while. He's had some injuries. He hasn't really played that much. He'll be back. It's just he hasn't had the best start to the season. Probably because he had 5 weeks off. Will Donny play, says Sahil. You let me know in the comments below, yes or no. Do you think Donny will play? Chalky, I can see you there, my friend. How you doing? Nice to have you on board as a member. And nice to have you on board as well, Frederick. Great to have new members joining all the time. Hope you have a good time here. It's good fun. CR7 to start, and hopefully we can put the game to bed early and manage it in the second half. Exactly there, my friend. Craig, you're saying, agree, we need to hit the ground running and don't want to experience last season's group stage debacle. Remember that, actually. We had, what was it, after 4 games, we were 3 points clear at the top. And then we spunked it all by losing away at Istanbul and then losing away at Leipzig. We can't do that again this year. And that's that in the same way that the 6-1 against Spurs scarred Solskjaer to the point where he never wants that to repeat itself. Last year's Champions League group stage is something that scarred Solskjaer as a manager, and he'll never make that mistake again. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake in football or in anything in life. Just don't make the same mistake twice. Ian, are you doing a lineup video? What do you mean? You haven't watched the video I did yesterday, Ian? Unbelievable. Yeah, I did a predicted 11 video yesterday. My predicted 11 was De Gea at the back, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka as fullbacks. I can see in the comments that plenty of you are saying, oh, why don't you start Dalot? Should Dalot start this game? I don't personally think that Dalot will start this game. I don't personally think there's going to be that much in terms of rotation in this game. I think Manchester United Solskjaer will keep a very strong 11. I personally think it's going to be Fred starting in midfield, and I think it will be Matic again. I don't know whether Matic is going to last 2 games in 3 days. I don't know whether he's capable of it. But I don't think he's got much option. I don't think McTominay is going to be ready to play in this game just yet. And therefore, Fred will start. And the only person he's ever going to partner Fred with out of those options is Matic. Look, Solskjaer, surprise me. Surprise me and play Donny van de Beek. But Fred and Van de Beek, what would you think about that as a pairing? You let me know about that in the comments below. Fred and Van de Beek. Do you think that they could work together tonight against Young Boys? Do you think that's something that Solskjaer would do? Because on paper, it's quite a risky duo to play. Both small players, both not really that more box to. Fred's a box player. He's more of a number 8, although he said he could play number 6. I'm just not sure about those two together. But let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Because, as I said, McTominay is not going to be fit to play this game. I don't think anyway. So you can basically rule McTominay out. Therefore, is Matic going to play? Or can he play 2 games in 3 days? I don't know. Jason, you're saying why not? Well, I don't know. Obviously, this is something that could absolutely happen. I think he will pair Pogba in the middle. It could be Pogba in the middle, and I'll be honest, it probably will be Pogba in the middle. Maybe it'll be Pogba and Donny van de Beek, but in the same sense, it's the same issue really as Fred and Van de Beek. Yes, why not, says Carl. Fred and Van de Beek is my prediction, says Ian, with Fernandes to start in the number 10. Obviously, Bruno's going to start. No way he won't start. Pogba and Van de Beek, what do you think? Give it a go, but Fred can't pass, says Chris, and I don't think that will work, says Matt. I'm unsure if it will work, and I don't think Solskjaer is going to be willing to take that risk tonight in the Champions League. That will be my prediction. Even if it could work, I don't think he'll take that risk tonight. No way. Let's quickly head over here. Have we hit the 150 mark? No, we've actually gone down. People are not feeling very friendly tonight. Oh, we've gone back up. It doesn't know what it's doing. Let's try and hit 150 by the end of the stream, ladies and gents. Join in. You can join as a member. You can get involved with Chalky, with Frederick, the 2 new members today. Nice to have you on board. And make sure, lads, that you want to be involved in the live stream later on. I'll be here an hour before kickoff with my new United Legacy Arms show, which opened against Newcastle. That was a really cracking show. My way of bringing you on screen as members and making this, as I always repeat, the most interactive United show on YouTube. That's what I stand by. I want to build an actual genuine community, and it's good. Let me keep firing in your comments and your feelings ahead of tonight, your questions about the 11, anything at all, and I'll try and answer your questions. Scott McTominay's not travelled, says Peter. Well, there you go. Point proven. He is not fit to start just yet, and I don't want to rush Scott back because I need Scott McTominay fit for when we play in October. September's busy. We got 6 games, but in reality, it's a 6 games that Manchester United have got to be confident looking at, because we've got tonight we've got Young Boys, West Ham away at the weekend is probably the toughest game. Then we've got West Ham at home in the League Cup 3 days later. We've got Aston Villa after that at home, and then we've got Villarreal at home. We might have a lot of games, but the games where Manchester United should be feeling confident. Next month, though, I think we've got Atalanta away. We've got Leicester away. We've got Liverpool at home. We've got Spurs away. Next month, I need Scott McTominay fit. Dylan, how you doing? New supporter. The Champions League is back. Let's go to United. Big up, Dylan. Joining on Facebook. Nice to have you on board, my friend. Make sure you check out the supporters group in there. Maybe you can jump on the live stream with me before the game and we can have a discussion. Takeoff. What's my predicted score for tonight's game? I'm not going to give that away. We'll talk about that later on. But I think United have got to be confident of winning that game tonight. As Jonas says, hit a like button. Drop that like. Drop that like. Hit that like. I don't care. Just press the like button. Simple as that. Thomas, can we talk about what Ole is building? If Ole was sacked last year, will we ever have signed Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo? Or is Ole's impact that great? I think Solskjaer has done a fantastic job. He's weathered plenty of storms. Manchester United have given Solskjaer time. We didn't give Van Gaal. I mean, he had 2 seasons, but the way we sacked him was disgusting from Woodward. I didn't really agree with it, but we did it. With Jose Mourinho, we backed him for a couple of years, then pulled the plug on the funding. We didn't back him or sack him. We just let him die in public, and it was painful. And it was bad watching Mourinho towards the end. But with Solskjaer, we've actually given him time. We've let him weather the storms, and he's come through the storms. It's something I said before. Every time that Solskjaer has been on the verge of being sacked, Man United's players have responded. Man United's players have sort of collectively propped Solskjaer up and improved the form. So when the chips were down, we've always been very good under Solskjaer. But what we need now this season, this is the progression. We need now to lead from the front, lead by example. And that's what we're doing in the Premier League. We're top in the Premier League after a few games. We're heading back into the Champions League with Ronaldo spearheading our attack. This is the season where Manchester United could really come back and get back to the top where we belong. We've got the players to do it now. We might be Donut FC. We might have nothing in the middle. That will probably come unstuck because of that. But I'm just hoping that Scott McTominay can have an absolute blinder. Ian, to the pub. First round is on me. At some point, we'd be cool to do a meet-up in the pub. We'll remember. That'd be fun. Jones and Pogba in midfield, says Abby. Your thoughts? My thoughts, Abby, is I might ban you after saying that. That's you heathen. Heathen. Phil Jones, just stay in the under 23s. Just play and don't get injured, please, so we can sell you. Please. It's not that hard. Martial will play, says Jonas. I'm not sure Martial will start. Martial might come on. I don't know. Show United, what the fuck are Carrick and the coaches doing? Surely they are not all clueless. It really baffles me how Ole makes certain decisions. Obviously, there's certain decisions that he does get wrong. There's certain decisions that you question. But even the greatest manager in the world, Pep Guardiola in the Champions League final, you're looking at his starting 11 going, huh? And he's supposed to be one of the greatest. And you're looking at his starting team going, what are you doing? And they lost the final. Even the best managers in the world can make mistakes. So I'm back in Solskjaer. I'm not going to be hypercritical of any huge mistakes. I'm not going to go, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm going to try and stay pretty balanced with Solskjaer this year. I'm trying not to get too overhyped if we're top of the league and we're smashing teams. And I'm going to try and not be too overly critical and negative when things go wrong. And I think if we stay in that middle line, I think it will be the best thing for us this year. You can question plenty about Solskjaer's substitutions, starting 11s. There's always debates about every starting 11. But right now, United are in the best position we've been in a while. And Solskjaer is the manager that's helped us get there. Let me go down to the comments here. 5 minutes left. Fire in all your comments, all your super chats. Anything you want to do to get involved, fire them in. I'll answer them for the next 5 minutes. And make sure you join the channel and support and become part of the UPTV community. It's not called the Theatre of Dreams for nothing, says Brian. I'm looking at the double this season. I'll drink to that. I would have many, many a can if that happens. I'm going to go and hire a bus in Manchester. I won't hire a bus. I'll just go to the parade. Ronaldo hat-trick tonight. I mean, that'll be nice. I might have to put a little cheeky tenner on a Ronaldo hat-trick. Can't rule it out. You can't rule it out. You're absolutely not. Let's have a look. Juve will be fuming seeing Ronaldo scoring a brace for us. I mean, it will be. They will be. Shame. And imagine that he comes to United and wins the Champions League with us. And that was the only reason they signed him. And they had him on ridiculous money. And they paid big money for him as well. Does Martial need a new position in order to get game time, says Craig Williams? I personally think Martial should be playing out on the left and cutting in. I think our striker options this year are very obvious. Ronaldo, Cavani and Greenwood. Martial doesn't really have a position there anymore. Simple. He's had his chances. He can't say that he's been hard done by. He's literally had 2 seasons to prove himself to be good enough for our number 9 position, and he's not. Simple as that. Excited about this Champions League this season, more than last season, says Sumia. You're not the only one, and that's the Ronaldo effect. Hero, you're saying, suspect Ole will use Lingard after an hour if we are 1 or 2 goals ahead. I'm fine with that. As I said, play players on form, not on their names. Lingard, cracking goal against Newcastle, scored 2 goals against Andorra during the international break. He deserves a chance on form. Simple. Play him. Martial doesn't. Simple. Don't play him. Sam, what is Mike Phelan's job? He is our assistant manager, and he is the person who's just going to whisper sweet Fergies in his ear. This is what Alex would have done. This is what Alex did back in 1989. I don't know why he's Scottish. He's not Scottish. But Mike Phelan, like Michael Carrick, is an assistant manager. We have multiple assistant managers. I don't really know what Kieran McKenna... I think Kieran McKenna must be like a first-team coach. I think Darren Fletcher's some sort of coach. But Carrick and Phelan, I think, are down as assistant managers. Hope Sancho can come good soon. That's a very good point. And that's a really good conversation there to have. Because for me, Sancho, tonight is where I think Sancho is going to hopefully take center stage. That's what I really want to see. Sancho taking center stage tonight. European football will be a little bit of an easier introduction for Jadon Sancho. He's not hit the heights that he's wanted to hit so far. It's been a tough start for him. Maybe the expectations that he had on himself, he's been too harsh on himself. I don't know. The spotlight of Ronaldo is taking it away from Sancho. No one's really talking about Sancho, and that's good. I like that. And this is what I'm saying about not being hyperly critical of players or overly praising players. Sancho will come good. And I think the Champions League against the young boys where he's going to have more space. Play him on the right-hand side if you're going to play him Solskjaer. Please, for the love of God. Find that really odd. I know he can play on the left, but he's better on the right. We saw it so much with Dortmund. It's pointless. Play him on the right. Someone's betting on takeoff. You're betting on Sancho to score tonight. That'd be nice. That'll be nice. 2021 was bad for him, but he has grown up a lot for that. Well, if you're talking about Sancho, he had a bad start to the year, but he finished the year very, very good. Chris, you're saying, yes, it's good to rotate the squad with the players that come off the bench are on form. Fergie used to do it all the time. Fergie's ability to rotate is what made Sheringham and Solskjaer so dangerous from the bench because they felt if a player, I remember this, it was, I don't know if there was a league game, a Premier League game coming up, and Gary Neville, I think he told this too, and Fergie didn't start him in that Premier League game. He would pull Gary to the side and said, "I need you for this FA Cup game in 4 days. Keep yourself fresh." So instead of the player thinking, "Oh, he doesn't want me in the Premier League," that Gary Neville was thinking, "Oh, wow, he actually wants me a few days later. Right, cool." And it changes the switching mentality. Solskjaer's got a very good squad here with some elite level players and some tough mentalities to be able to manage. I think man management is probably the most natural part of Solskjaer's managing CV, if you want to call it that. It's something I think everybody smiles under him. Everyone likes working under him. Everyone looks up to him as well. I mean, he's won the Premier League, won the Champions League, won plenty. Solskjaer is a winner. And I think he's a very likable manager. So we'll get a lot out of the players in that respect, but he has to make sure he rotates properly this year. I don't think that will happen in this game against Young Boys. I said that. I don't really think so. But I think it will happen in October when we go to those really important games wrapped in when it gets Leicester and Spurs and Liverpool gets a bit busy. Craig saying, please bring back the Spotlight series. Really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that as well. Thank you, Craig. There's a series I launched. Do you remember that? I was looking at the pros and cons of it. I think I was looking at Marcus Rashford. And then we sort of come to a conclusion at the end of it. It's always good to look at both sides of the argument. Stefan, is anyone else in the stadium tonight? There's plenty in the stadium. There's 1,800 United fans going into the away end tonight. I've got a few mates going there, Stefan. So go over there, enjoy it. Have a good time. I can't believe it's like 10, 15 quid a pint out there, though. My word, that is expensive. Let's see if we hit that magical 150 by the end of this live stream. We did. Look at that, ladies and gents. The community still grows. 206-155. I want to see if we can get this to 206-500 by the end of today, by the end of our live stream that we're going to have later on for the champions. And also my match reaction, which is going to happen after the game as well. But that's it for today. In fact, before I wrap up quickly, you let me know in the comments now. Do you think Ronaldo can steer Manchester United to win the Champions League? Yes or no? Just one word. Yes or no. You let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what everyone's saying in the final opinion after today's little preview. Anuj, what are you saying? I have a feeling that Martial and Sancho will be played on the wings. Matic and Fred in the middle. Bruno at number 10 and an unchanged back five. Let's see what goes on there. Let's see if you are correct, Anuj. But what are we all thinking? Katarina, you're saying yes. Look at all the yeses we've got here. Look at all the yeses here. This is how many of you get involved in the comments. This is why it's always so fun here on United People's TV. This is why I like this community so much. I'm still going. I'm not even looking. Like Austin Powers. Next, not till we get a DM. Yes. My word. There really are so many comments flying in. So many comments. Yes, of course. Yes. Need a few more up there. Yeah, yes. Ooh, yes. Oh, I think that's pretty unanimous, ladies and gents. You've all got involved in the comments there, and so many of you think yes. I'm saying it as well. Why not? Mr. Champions League is back. Mr. All-time top goal scorer. Mr. All-time top assists. Mr. All-time appearances is about to happen. Mr. All-time minutes is about to happen. Mr. Champions League is leading our line, and Mr. Champions League defense in Varane. Champions League Varane is leading our defense. I can't wait to see both of those in action tonight. Make sure you join me an hour before kickoff. After this live stream is finished, I'll set up that live stream. So hit your notification bell and get involved. I'll be live at 4:40 UK time, an hour before the kickoff. And it's your chance as members on YouTube and Facebook to get involved and jump on the stream with me and have a conversation ahead of the game. I'm looking forward to that tonight. It's going to be good. I can't wait to see the Champions League back. I can't wait to see Ronaldo back in the Champions League. Thank you all for joining in this morning. I'll see you later on. And make sure if you're still new and you're still here, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Until later on, though, take it easy, everyone. See ya.